Hello everybody and welcome to Nathan on Shuffle and welcome to the start of a new series on the channel. This is going to be a weekly series every Tuesday called Top 5 where I talk about the top 5 in some sort of topic in progressive rock. These topics are all developed by my wife. This was her idea to do this series, so she comes up with a topic for me to cover, and then off the top of my head I talk about the top 5 that I think of. And so it's a little bit more of a spontaneous, fun style show, hopefully a little bit quicker style of a show so you guys can watch once a week and quickly get my thoughts and then contribute in the comments down below of what you think is your list of top 5 or what selections you would put on a list that weren't included on mine. So it would be really fascinating to hear from you guys on each of these topics. If you're not a subscriber yet, I would recommend you subscribe. I do these weekly and I do all kinds of prog music related content, so it's a lot of fun to be had here. So hopefully you will come aboard and be part of this great prog community. So today's list, the top 5 we're getting into, is top 5 epics of the 70s. Of course, one of the big things in the prog genre are these big long epic length tracks. It's one of the characteristics of the genre that people come to it for, you know, these big long extended journeys through music. I really love the epic. It's one of my favorite things about prog is getting a really good meaty epic that just goes through so many different movements and things that are so exciting and fun and exploratory and adventurous. It's what brought me into the genre at the start. So my list of top 5, and like I've been saying, this is not a definitive list. This is just off the top of my head, the 5 that come to mind that I really thought of when the topic was introduced to me. Number 5 is Renaissance and Scheherazade. I really have loved Renaissance lately. It's a band that I didn't really know growing up. You know, this wasn't a band that my dad shared with me, so it's one I've come to over the past several years, and I really love this extended piece. It's really divided into a lot of different sections. It tells this really extended, interesting story that's very colorful and goes through several different movements and different structures and different things going on, different sounds. It's a really fascinating epic that I've really come to love, and I think it's really a good one to recommend here as number 5. Number 4, I've put Emerson, Lake and Palmer's track Tarkus, a really classic track that I've really come to love. They do it well. They're just over the top. There's so much great Emerson keyboard wizardry going off in all sorts of different directions. It's a band that just really has so much going for them in terms of their style, and this just packs a punch, and it fits a lot of stuff into one compact epic that has so many things going on in the mix. So I've always really come to love that track. So number 3 is Rush and their track 2112. This is a fantastic epic coming from the album of the same name, 2112. It's a great piece of music. It tells a story. It's almost a futuristic story about a society that's banned a lot of things such as music. It's a very controlling society, and the main protagonist discovers music basically, and it really changes his world and brings a lot of light and interest into what was a bleak existence beforehand. So it's really cool that it talks about the power of music and how it can uplift you, and it talks about a controlling society and how they can oppress and cause so much problems when society becomes so oppressive. So it has something to say about society and gives such a political statement, but also has a lot going for it musically and has a lot of great passages and some exciting instrumental interplay and some great singing and great storytelling all around. Really a great track that I've come to really love. Me and Jana even discussed it in one of our Jana Reacts style episodes that we did, and we really enjoyed going through it in that episode. Number 2 on my list, I feel like this has to be on anyone's list of top epics of the 70s. This is Genesis and their track Supper's Ready. Really, to me, created a blueprint for progressive rock epics that is hard to top. It's just, it goes through several different movements. It's exciting, has great instrumental interplay and great sections that go through different time signatures and different sort of feel. And, it goes through somewhat of a battlefield type feel, some war taking place within the track, but it's always remaining interesting. There's a quirky section that happens partway through that really brings the fun and excitement. And I really like that about Genesis, is that they were playful, that they have a lot of fun, different diversions in their music. It's not just a straightforward track. There's a lot of different things going on to bring a smile to your face, and just a really excellent track that really is one of the stalwart tracks of the genre, and a great one to point to if someone's looking for what characterizes a great prog epic. This is the one that really showcases it on a grand scale. I really appreciate this, of course, off the Foxtrot record, a highlight of the record, and a really fantastic track. And then finally, I debated, because I wanted to keep it just one track per band, and this band has so many great epic tracks that it's hard to just pick one. But for my number one, I'm picking Gates of Delirium by Yes from the album Relayer. I could have went with Close to the Edge. I could have went with Awaken. I could have went with, Revealing Science of God. There's so many great epics from Yes, but this one stands out to me as a singular great piece of music. I've always been impressed with Gates of Delirium because it really personifies this crazy battle sequence with instrumentation, and it really captivates me how they're able to portray that just through the music, not just with the words and the lyrics to the song, but you can hear the clashing of the swords and all of that going on in the percussion and all of the crazy instrumentation. And I love the conclusion of the track with Soon, just a beautiful ballad-esque ending from John Anderson, one of his best vocal performances, coming out of this battle, out of the smoke and into this big ending that's sweeping and epic, and it's a beautiful ending to such a classic track. I've really always respected and appreciated this epic. I think it's one of the best of the genre. Of course, maybe the best of the genre if it's number one on my list. So that's my list of best epics of the 70s. Let me know your list. What are the 5 best epics in your opinion? Did I get it wrong? Did I get it right? I'm sure there's some mixed opinions. And so thank you guys for joining me in this first episode of this Top 5 series. Hopefully you enjoy it. Give your ideas in the comments as well for Top 5s that we can do in future episodes. I'm always looking for other ideas and ways to improve the show. So thank you guys so much, and I'll catch you guys next week with the next Top 5. Bye!